So Philip, the jumps campaign kicking off in earnest now, and you've got a nice team down here, spearheaded perhaps by Defi Du Seuil. How's he?
Yeah, very much spearheaded because he's been our Grade 1 performer now for some time, and he's a marvellous horse. He's extremely well. I would think that we'll probably end up at the open meeting at Cheltenham for the Slur chase, the 2 mile chase there.
So stepping back to 2 miles, you don't think perhaps 2.5 is his best trip?
It might be, but I think he's very flexible. At the moment with Altior going further, maybe 2 miles is the easier division, so I think we'll start at that.
And is there other 2 mile targets further down the line?
Well, I suppose the Tingle Creek's the obvious one, but I mean, you know, we'll worry about that after the first race.
Okay, and on to THYME HILL, very respectable third in the champion bumper and an exciting type.
Yeah, very much so. He won very well the Persian War Novice Hurdle at Chepstow recently, his first run over hurdles, so he's already won a Grade 2 over hurdles, and not sure where he'll go, but he might be at the open meeting at Cheltenham as well. There's a 2 mile 5 novice hurdler.
Okay. And on to Crooks Peak, showed a lot of promise. Has the handicapper perhaps got hold of him?
Yeah, I suppose he probably has a bit, but he ran well at Chepstow. He was a little bit by himself on one side, jumping the second last when he looked like he'd win well. And then when the other horses came to him a bit, he actually ran on well. So I think he'll probably go chasing now.
Okay. Do you know where he might go there?
No, I haven't got a definite plan yet.
And JATILUWIH, an exciting type actually, we're doing quite well at the moment.
He is, he's gone and won all his 4 races for us. And again, he'll probably go to the open meeting at Cheltenham for the intermediate 2 mile 5 handicap hurdle. It's a 0 to 140, he's 136, so he'll be near top weight, but that'll help David Maxwell the weight.
Yeah, and you've got ambitions for him, or just see how it goes?
I think like all of them, we race by race, so we'll see how things go. I mean, he has won a chase in France already. His long-term future will definitely be back over fences.
And on to Rock the Kasbah. He's been around here a while now. How's he?
Yeah, he's good. Last year he won the 3 mile 3 handicap chase at the open meeting, and that's an option for him. But he doesn't really want the ground too soft, and this year the ground's come soft very, very early, and he hasn't even run yet. So not quite sure where he'll go. Okay.
Would he go back to the National, do you think?
Maybe. It wasn't obvious, certainly for the first part of the race, that it was suiting him that well, but he was just getting into it and warming up when he fell, so it's possible, but wouldn't be the main objective at the moment.
Okay. And LARKBARROW lad, what can you tell us about him?
Won very well the other day at Worcester, the final of the novice hurdle series, and he's definitely progressive and going in the right direction. He's had a minor breathing operation since that and probably won't be seen out again until well after Christmas. But a decent handicap hurdle in the spring is definitely a possibility.
Okay. And JERRYSBACK, one of only 4 horses to finish in that attritional national hunt chase. How's he and what's the plan for him?
Well, plans are fluid at the moment. I think 3 miles on a right-hand track are probably his best things to make things work really well. And I'm not quite sure where we'll go, but we'll be sort of seeing what there is available and go from there. Okay.
A few of the lads in the yard seem to really like him.
Oh, he's a lovely horse, yeah. I mean, he's good. He's got good high class form. So he's could be a top end performer, yeah.
Okay. And Springtown Lake, where might we see him?
Again, he wants soft ground. Probably ideally right-handed. I seem to have a few horses this year that have preferences one way or the other, which way round they go, which is unusual. But again, he doesn't have a target, but at the same time, he's probably this year going to want 3 miles on a right-hand track.
Okay. And Imperial Presence, who's got a bit of ability?
He has, yeah, but he'll need it off 158. You know, he's very high now. It's not easy to place him, so we might give him a run over 2 miles before we probably aim for the 2.5 mile handicap chase in December at Cheltenham.
And on to ZANZA, who showed a lot of promise last season, but not the best comeback recently.
No, I don't know why. We didn't find anything wrong at all. He has an entry in the Greatwood at the open meeting, but might run at Newbury next week.
Okay. And on to Tidal Flow, what can you tell us about him?
Might run in Newbury next week, but depending on entries and ground, he appreciates soft ground. So he'll anything between 2.5 and 3. His first run at Foss his first chase, was a good start. He ran very well there.
Okay. And one that Johnson White told me to add to the list, Pile On.
Well, he's a bit of an unknown really, because he's only run once for us and he won his bumper at Exeter well, but the race has worked out well. The horses behind him have been winning. So, but he'll start straight away in a 2.5 mile novice hurdle, but he won't be ready for another month.
Okay. And the same can be said of Gamble.
Yeah, well, he's one that wants better ground. So it's going to be difficult to find it now. There is a race at Huntingdon, which is a dry track, or again, he might end up at the Great Wood Hurdle at the Open meeting.
And JATILUWIH, how's he?
He's great, but he came in late, and he's fast, and take a bit of time to get him right again. He probably won't see a racecourse in December, but he's a good form.
Okay. And of those we haven't spoken about, who else is exciting you?
I think you've got most of them.
Any young bumper horses or dark horses in the yard, perhaps?
Well, as far as the bumper horse is concerned, you know, a lot of them aren't really ready to run, and a lot of them would be 3-4-year-olds that won't be racing until next spring. So very early days, really, to know.
Philip, thank you very much.
Thank you.